Eve. Hannah. Twins. I figured out her story. Brian!
What? Follow me. So from what we know from playing the game, there are 7 interview days ranging from June 18th to July 3rd. Now, the days of the interviews vary on who we believe is the people. As in, Hannah for the first 2 days, then Eve for the 3rd, Hannah for the 4th, and Eve for the rest of them. Now, the way the story plays out as Eve describes it. Eve and Hannah were born as twins.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help.
Eve was separated from Hannah at birth, presumed to be dead, raised by a midwife named Florence, although that doesn't really come up after I've just said that. Now, Eve finally finds out the truth about her mother and Hannah around 6 years of age. When Eve is 8, the mother ends up dying. Eve goes to live with Hannah, is hidden in her attic. Over the course of the years, they start to develop some kind of personalities in their attic, different characters, give them backstories, passports, stuff like that. Very weird.
We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses.
Eve and Anna keep diaries of each personality for what they do, and so they can all stay on the same page.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. We got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat.
Hannah falls in love with a boy named Simon, starts drifting away from Eve. They start breaking the rules that they had originally set out when they meet boys.
After that, it was Hannah's turn and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules.
Eve starts wearing a blonde wig in order to separate herself from Hannah. Eventually, Hannah gets pregnant from Simon.
That's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Eve tries to mirror this by trying to get pregnant herself. Doesn't work out.
I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen.
Hannah has a miscarriage at 8 months. Eve moves out of the attic and starts her singing career with the blonde wig still in place. Simon falls in love with Eve after coming to one of Eve's shows.
I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him.
Simon starts cheating on Hannah with Eve. Eventually, Eve gets pregnant with Simon, but doesn't tell Hannah that it was pregnant with Simon. She just says it was one of her boyfriends. And then, finally, Hannah finds out that Eve and Simon were the ones that got together and got pregnant, and then Hannah gets into a fight with Simon because they meet up, and then shit happens, and then Hannah accidentally kills Simon. That's what we know so far. And then...
So you're saying that Eve just wanted to follow the rules and pretend to be Hannah since they have been since they were children, and that now that Hannah is pregnant, Eve tries to get pregnant but can't, so they can look the same again? And they can love Simon? Both?
That's what Eve's saying. But what if? Jesus Christ. What if? Eve made the whole thing up. What? Forget everything you know about her story. Because this is how it actually happens. Eve, Hannah, all those personalities, they're all just from the mind of one person. Eve made up every single one of those people on each and every day.
Except Simon.
Right, yeah, except Simon.
But how do we know?
Oh, Brian, you perfectly capable human being. At the end of the last interview, Eve says that everything she said, everything in the last 6 days of interviewing, were just stories.
And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
And that her sister doesn't exist anymore, and that she's never coming back.
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Eve committed this murder, and she made up everything just to cover up for her deeds. Everything she said so far was just a story. Her story.
Oh, so, it's like one of those books where you get to, create your own story, make up your own ending, open to interpretation, that kind of thing?
Nah, I don't read books.